morning? Of course not. Well, my family did. Now they are gone and I'm alone. I wonder who offered this deadly meal for my loved parents and little brother. Please, if you know who did this, beg them to avoid using so many disposable plastics. I have friends that 2 weeks ago lost their parents because they ate plastic bags, misleading them with jellyfish. One of the things you could do to help us is to replace the plastic cups for mugs. I'm one of the few left of my species. You don't want me to die too, do you?
This was one of our campaigns to the little kids. Stop using plastic packaging.
So, our project is the Road to an Eco Campus. It's a project that not only involves one activity, but a group of activities that's going to make our campus greener. It's like an umbrella project. Everything together is going to lead us to a main goal, that is achieving a greener campus.
Okay, so our first problem was the plastic cups that we were using at school. After last year's Inspirational Gym Conference at Graded, we were able to have more arguments to come to our school administration and fight for a right to banish all plastic cups. In fact, about 3 or 4 years before, the school administration have already tried to abolish plastic cups, but unfortunately, it only lasted 3 days because it's not easy to change people's mentality so fast. So I guess this was one of the importance of the Gym Conference to our school, because when we returned from last year's Gym Conference, we had so many arguments, we had so many ideas that we went to a school administration, fought, and finally banished all plastic cups. And this time we were very successful. So these are some numbers. More than 3,000 cups per day were used at school. In our school, it's only about 400 students. And if you see, 3,000 is a lot for such a small community. In a year, we have 462,000 plastic cups.
Plastic fragments, they accumulate and they harm ecosystems. They are hazardous, and they are present in even the most remote locations on Earth. These plastic, they can leak hazardous chemicals that can harm the environment, and is present in our bloodstream and tissues of everyone else.
Plastic is not only a symbol for you use plastic cups. It's more of a symbol of the capitalistic society and consumerism of nowadays, because everything that normally people use without thinking are made of plastic and more plastic. So our initiative was to change from the plastic cups that were disposable for something more durable that would make a greener campus.
And besides the plastic cups, like all she said, BPA is a substance that contains plastic cups, the original way, it can be called too, that is not bad for our health, and it can be transmitted by the water that is in the plastic cup when you drink. And like in Brazil, BPA was banished from baby stuff last year.
Oh, a research porosity. It was done of a research that had included autopsies of 408 leatherback turtles that had around the ages of 123. They were researching these turtles to find the absence or the presence of plastic, because leatherback turtles, they are primarily dependent on feeding on jellyfish, and floating plastic bags in the ocean can easily be mistaken for jellyfish by these turtles. So what they found was that of the 408, 34 of the cases had plastic, and of these 34%, they were caused by a blockage. The plastic had caused a blockage in the guts of the turtle.
In marine environments and land environments, you may not see the plastic, but all the harmful substances are still in the area and you can still be contaminated. In Fernando de Noronha, which is an island in our state, and it's a national park, and the people are charged $15 every day to keep everything preserved. And even in Fernando de Noronha, we find many plastics that did not come from the place. There is this beach and the island that every night trash, plastic, and other types of trash came and it would stay on the shore and people would go and clean. And then in the next day it would appear again even though you already cleaned it. And then people called that the ghost trash because it would keep appearing. And after we did a little research on the trash, we found that it came all the way from Africa. And we still have entire pieces. And some you can see that was like bitten by animals, which was really sad. And it came from Nigeria and all like places, many different places in Africa because the current bring all the plastic. And it just you to have an idea how plastic can travel and still be intact because we had intact material on those areas.
This was when we decided to educate our school. We created this mug campaign, it was not only the Eco Club that was responsible for this campaign, but also science class, photojournalism, and art class. We did not only involve the people from Eco Club and the ones that have eco conscience, but also all kinds of students and teachers. We had teachers that were really against this campaign, but in the end, they understood how it benefits the environment and worked with us to help conscience and more people. This is an art class. This is one of my classmates. He's not one of the most eco-conscious person, but when he saw that what benefits it would bring to use mugs and not just plastic cups, he helped us build this mug vest for the carnival party, so then we can conscience more people.
This is us dressed up, ready to go to carnival with the costumes dressed up, and posters that say that where's your mug, and also the conscience of what type of BPA was safe and what wasn't.
You might not see because of the color, but this is our boxes made of recycled papers because as we stated, we have many little projects going on at the same time. And it's very simple and we highly recommend it to our schools. So we got those recycled boxes and we placed around the campus. And with the help of Hospital do Câncer, which is a public hospital in Brazil that helps people overcome cancer and fight cancers. And this Hospital do Câncer in Pernambuco. And they were collecting paper to be recycled. So we helped them collecting all papers in our school. Can you pass, please? And also batteries as well. So, and we were able to collect 1,200 kilos of papers in only three times that they went there and collected papers. And we were able to save 17 trees with that amount of paper. And it's something so simple that everybody was engaged in this project. And it's really easy to be done.
There was a teacher, one of my teachers, who she was particularly happy about this project because being a math teacher, she had to use a lot of paper. She gave a lot of paper for her students, and then she had to correct. And then she was happy because instead of throwing them away, she would put them in the box that we left in her classroom, and then she would know that they were going to be recycled and they were not going to be just thrown away into the environment.
Nowadays, with the campaign and the help with the Cancer Hospital, once a month they're gonna come and collect our papers. They're gonna be in the box.
So flea market, a sustainable practice too. Besides the engagement for society, that like I said yesterday, for the so I'll start again. So our community they donate a lot of items, and a lot of people buy the items. And for me, sustainable practice, it means that we will reuse. We're not like using one person will throw it away. We will reuse for buying new things and throw more things in the trash.
And this is one of our future actions because we currently use mineral water that we buy on bottles, and this is harmful for the underwater that we find underwater. And so we're trying to find buying those filters so it will filter our water so we won't be using it and degrading that water. That is important.
This is like last year's Gene Conference represented a project about the hanging garden. That was like to use space from our school as gardens. Like most of the apartments, you don't have a lot of space to plant, to plants or to do your little art or something like this. But if you get PET bottles and reuse them, you just need to cut them and hang them vertically, and you can construct a hanging garden. So we are in the 4th generation, and on the 3rd generation, we produce a lot of basil seeds. And we're gonna sell those basil seeds to help our other project, the Mission Possible, to buy medicine for abandoned dogs and cats. And we're gonna put those seeds in the envelope that is made from recycling paper that the cancer hospital are gonna give to us. And we're gonna sell those little envelopes with basil seeds in an event that is going to be a dog parade that's going to happen in our school. So we have 3 types of basils there's going to be selling.
The sweet basil, the purple basil, and the green basil.
And since all the seeds are the same, you don't know which one until you plant them, so it's a kind of surprise. But this here is another small project. That here you see a water bottle, plastic water bottle, and even after we got rid of all the plastic cups in our school, some people still forget or simply refuse to bring mugs and their own water bottles from their home. So instead they go to the canteen and they buy small plastic water bottles, and then they end up just throwing them away. So to reduce this waste, we have asked the students so that when they buy the water bottle and they no longer want it, they give it to us, and we're going to cut them and use them to plant seeds, and then with these small seedlings we will sell and raise money to fund our projects.
Also, the reception from our school still uses plastic cups, but we're already planning in exchanging the plastic cups for paper cups.
The biodigester. This is like a new action we're gonna do with the help of the state's government. We got this help because one of our ex-professors, Dr. Sergio Perez, was asked to indicate one of the private school from Recife to receive a biodigester. What about this biodigester? We're gonna use the remaining food from the canteen. There's about 70 kilos per day. So we're gonna put this food in this biodigester and gonna give us this liquid. There's like a fertilizer for plants. So we can also sell it. So we're gonna be doing 2 things that's gonna be really great for the environment. We're gonna reduce the waste, and we're gonna produce fertilizer without toxins, so we can put on plants. And also this fertilizer does not stink, it's odorless.
This is a quote from John Yu, that the road to an eco-campus, the great work of our life is to save Earth.
Okay.
So this basically our project, as has been stated, it's really small projects,
They're all connected, so they found each other. So we're currently independent from the school. So we use our own money, we found our own money, and we can work on our projects independently of the school.
Also, one of our future projects is going to be to collect used tires and use them to build a medicine garden in our school. We already started collecting the tires, but now we don't have enough tires to start the project. Probably in about a month or two, we're going to start off this project.
Any questions?
I actually have two suggestions that it was applied in our school, which is Denmark and Slovenia, and it works really well. The first one was about the plastic bottles. We asked the canteen to stop selling them between the classes, and we can only buy the plastic bottles during the morning when we arrive or after school, because plastic bottles also can harm your health. And another thing, for the paper, you guys said that you collect paper. We also do that. However, we have a program which is called Edmodo for the teachers, and they can send, I don't know, projects and stuff by Edmodo. Then you don't have to print paper. So
We do.
Yeah, we do that,
We
but
have
still,
that.
we still have papers
Yeah.
remaining,
Every
even
morning
after
or
we
two
did
days.
that. We do have
It's
any more
tutor.
as well.
But I heard today that there's a school, and I can't remember which one was it, that they don't use paper at all. Even tests are through Edmodo. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know if they... So there's a school that is already doing that, so it's possible. You
Yes.
can look into this.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking one of the biggest drivers for creating environmental change would probably be economic incentives. And I was noticing if it's that many plastic cups per year, there should be a way that you can use the economic incentive or find how much money your school spends on that
Yeah,
on the plastic cups.
that was one of our arguments. But it's still, plastic cups are not expensive at all. That's what we learned. It was about how many thousand?
7,000 a year.
2,000
No.
reais.
No, 6,000.
6 or 7,000
But
a
in
year.
dollars only. in dollars.
In dollars, it's like half, so
$3,000
$3,500.
a year. Yeah.
It's not a lot, but we did use their argument.
And so because of that, they agreed. Too
It
bad.
was